Hello, this is a storyline reading for Mr. Brian Thompson, who was murdered. He was a United Health Care CEO who was murdered. And this storyline is focused on the culprit. So different things about Mr. Thompson is going to come in the storyline because he was the murder victim, okay? He was the victim. And we don't want to victim shame because some people, when I look at the internet, feel that it was fine that he was murdered. Is no way fine that he was murdered, that nobody get murdered. I'm saying it, right? So I just want to focus on universe. Why did this man, this culprit, murder Mr. Brian Thompson? Okay? So let's just see. Did he know him personally? Did he not know him? Because he could have knew him personally. He don't have to, it don't have to be that he didn't know him. He could have known him. We don't know. Let's just see what the storyline says. This is for next year though. November 2025. Murder reading for Mr. Brian. Oh my goodness, I'm saying his name wrong. I am so sorry, Mr. Thompson. Is it Brian or Brian? But I'm going to stick with Mr. Thompson for a minute so I won't mess up your name. I think it's Brian, but I'm just going to say Mr. Thompson, okay? This is a storyline reading for him and for the culprit and why the culprit felt that he had to murder Mr. Thompson. Okay? Let's see. Let's take this one. You're going to hear me say things that seem like I'm talking to the murder victim. You're going to hear me say things where I'm talking to God, and you're going to hear me say things where I'm talking out to you. Okay? So that's confirmation, what you just heard, okay? This first card is, they don't even like me, but I bring blessings. So we can take it both directions. We can have Mr. Thompson work for the healthcare industry and he feel he bring blessings to people, but they don't even like him. Certain people like the person who murdered him. We can take it to the culprit, the person who murdered him, and say that the culprit feel he bringing blessings by getting rid of people like Mr. Thompson, okay? Because they don't even like people like Mr. Thompson, the healthcare industry, okay? Because they feel like they sucking all their money up or whatever they feeling like, okay? So I took it 2 ways. Okay. Okay, so we have, I might have to get up and take my phone back upstairs or somewhere because I cannot listen to that bell the whole time. Let me get up. I'm just going to move it because I had to start the storyline over because it kept doing that the whole time. And I just don't want to hear it this time around. I'll be able to get it done. I'll be back. I'm just going to put it in my bathroom for a minute. At least it won't be in my ear. Can't take it. Get started over because they keep doing that and I just can't hear those bells. Can't get the storyline done and can't keep starting over. I am so sorry about that. Now here we go again. We're going to do this again. So if it happens, at least it'll be in my bathroom and not over here. So the second card is, it was a time and date, an honorable time and date set. Okay, that goes with the first card. Mr. Thompson feels like the insurance companies bring blessings to people, right? But we got people out there that don't even like them. Get what I'm saying? So a time was set, an honorable time, and a date was set as far as to do what was done to Mr. Thompson. Next card. It was a senseless act somebody committed, and we know that's the culprit, right? And gonna boo-hoo about it. That means a person going to jail. So that's accurate. It happened. All three of those cards are accurate. Okay. So let's just take another card. Universe, Mr. Thompson, tell your story, and culprit, tell your story. Okay. So we have right here that it's transparent that the culprit looked at Mr. Thompson as a liability, right? He's not needed. Get what this card is saying on that side from the culprit. If we turn it around to Mr. Thompson, maybe the culprit and the different people who don't like the insurance companies feel like the insurance companies and anybody connected to them was looking at them as a liability, and it was transparent. So we deal in both sides, because we got the culprit side and anybody that side with him and think it's fine, and we got the insurance company. So it's like a battle here. Let's go. Next one. The ball of cheating is in your court. Will you leave it there and just sop this thing up? So we have that the culprit felt like the insurance companies was doing some kind of cheating him or cheating the people as far as insurance, okay? And he wanted the insurance companies to stop cheating, right? So I'm gonna leave it there for right now, because I don't know if I don't know his home life with his wife, so I'm just going to stick with the culprit with that card unless I see anything different, okay? Let's just go. Okay. I'm yours and you're mine. I'm yours and you're mine. So we got this card right here. I recognize I'm yours. So I don't see anything that showed that Mr. Thompson was doing any cheating, right? So I don't want to go that route. But if I see anything else, I'm going to take it, right, another way besides just cheating with money, okay? So I'm going to stick with the insurance company right now, that direction. I'm yours and I recognize you are mine. So when the culprit saw Mr. Thompson walking, he recognized that you're mine. You the person I want. You the person that's going to get murdered. Get what I'm saying? That I'm after. Anything like that? That's what it was going on there. But as far as Mr. Thompson, he recognized that the people that he worked for, and that would be the insurance company, that's his job. That's his. He recognized that's the job he wanted. But if the insurance company was doing any kind of cheating, they needed to stop cheating as far as people and money and whatever was going on. So let's just take another card. So this one is, this caught him off guard. So the victim is Mr. Thompson. He was caught off guard because if he met the person cross-dressing, he not obligated. Wait a minute. Because if he met the person cross-dressing, he not obligated to take the person back. So I wonder if he knew this man. I wonder if he knew him. Did anybody ask, did he know him? Okay, let's leave that alone for a minute, right? Let's just go back to what I was saying. If he met him straight, he not obligated. I mean, cross-dressing, he not obligated to take him back gay. Just caught him off guard. So Mr. Thompson was caught off guard, we know, because his back was turned. Remember, he was walking. So the culprit was cross-dressing. And in this storyline, for the culprit, that simply means the culprit was kind of in disguise somewhat. He might have met this person before. Get what I'm saying? He might have. He might have met him before. But he was cross-dressing the next time, and that is having that hood on and all of that stuff. Get what I'm saying? Let's just flow. I'm trying to go a certain, stick with, okay. He wanted to make Mr. Thompson an absolute memory, and that's what he did. We know that because he shot him about 2 times, 3 times, or whatever he did, right? Next card is, okay, duty called for him to do this. He felt it was his duty, he felt, to murder Mr. Thompson, right? His person. So either he knew Mr. Thompson already, or Mr. Thompson just was the person that he was after as far as being a CEO, right? He is going to make the necessary changes, he felt like, and he is going to play ball with Mr. Thompson's life. But he also felt Mr. Thompson, and I guess Mr. Thompson, that's the one he went after, so I got to focus on him. He felt Mr. Thompson was playing ball with his life and people he know lives. Anything like that? I guess by cheating some kind of way in the healthcare industry. Anything like that? And he wanted Mr. Thompson to make the necessary changes. But when we take it to the culprit wanted to make the necessary changes and play ball with Mr. Thompson's life by shooting. Because what you do with basketball, you keep on shooting until you make that hoop, right? So he shot, and he felt he was going to stand there, he was going to play ball, he was going to shoot. Those bullets came out, right? It came out of that gun, right? Just like you throw that ball up, right? And you keep it up until you make it, right? So he tried more than one time, and he succeeded. So we have right here, he wanted to free himself, and that would be the culprit. He wanted to do some talking. That's what this means. He wanted to do some talking, and he wanted to be free from him. The CEO, Mr. Thompson, seemed to have been the problem for him. And he wanted to face a situation, this situation. But he shouldn't have done that. They should have sat down and talked at a table or somewhere. Next one is Monday, maybe a Saturday. So I don't know what day he murdered him. I have no idea. But I'm just reading my cards, right? So whatever day of the week he did this, just whatever day, I don't know. This just say a Monday or a Saturday or whatever day he decided to do it, he done it. Get what I'm saying? So limits were sky high for him, he felt, because he was going to do what he was going to do, because the second card said that it was an honorable date and time set, right? And here it is, whatever day of the week. It don't have to be Monday or Saturday, whatever day he decided to do it. Because limits were sky high for him and able to make this happen, right? To free himself, the culprit, follow me? So we have with Mr. Thompson, limits were sky high for him on that day also, because it was some kind of way, I guess he was going in and doing some talking about business with his friends or whoever. He was going to do some talking and face a situation, whatever it was, as far as business. Let's take the next card. Okay, the problem was he was too nice. Do we even want help? So we had Mr. Thompson was too nice. God said, did he even want help? So maybe Mr. Thompson was agreeing to stuff as far as his partners in business, and he might needed some kind of help, or he might needed to say no to some things or something like that, but he didn't. Okay. So we have right here, this is a COVID card, but I'm going to say, I call a COVID card a lack of work, right? So it might have been during the time of COVID, anything as far as COVID, maybe a lot of people didn't have the proper care, maybe during the time of COVID, or wasn't a lot of work, or people lost work during the time of COVID, anything as far as COVID or disease, right? Okay, opportunity struck for the culprit because he blamed Mr. Thompson. Maybe because a lot of people died with COVID, somebody he knew died with COVID, and they didn't have the right care, or jobs was lost during COVID, anything as far as disease or COVID or anything. Okay? So let's just go. Or with the healthcare industry, Mr. Thompson and whoever he was connected to as far as his business, they might have been blaming COVID or anything like that on why they had to raise prices or charge more or whatever they did, okay? And that was an opportunity that struck that made them change up things or whatever it might have been. Okay, he was tangled up with other people at the healthcare industry that make decisions. That would be Mr. Thompson. But the culprit was looking at things as if it was Mr. Thompson's fault. Okay, next card is he fought me, so they choose. Okay, so they different races or whatever's going on here. So he fought him. So with him, with the fought, they might have talked on the phone before, on a computer before. They might haven't seen each other before. They might did. We just don't know unless you ask him, right? But other than that, this card is going to go with he fought Mr. Thompson. And fought would mean that he shot those rounds off to him. That's the fighting. Okay? If it's not real fighting or real fussing or anything like that on a computer or by phone. Okay, so we had the next card is he decided, the culprit, to stick a fork in Mr. Thompson. Follow me? And that means to make it where he done. You know what that means? Where he finished. Where he don't work no more. Where he just off this earth. If you don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, the next one is I never felt like this before. Stop being scared of your feelings. So when Mr. Thompson was wounded, he was scared on the ground. But then for the culprit, he never felt like this before once he got caught. But he need to stop being afraid of his feelings. Because he never felt like that before as far as him getting caught and the cops having him or whatever's going on with him now in his life. But as far as Mr. Thompson, he never felt like that before, being wounded and being, harmed or whatever was going on. He felt deserted at that time because people he knew was inside, but they didn't know he was hurt outside or wounded. He just didn't know who was after him at the time because his back was turned. He didn't know. He was scared. Can I just say that? But we had a culprit scared once he got away and he was out there and he was being hunted. He got scared, and then when he was caught, he actually really did get scared, and he might be scared right now. Okay, the next one is he is dealing with a Judas, but here's a wonderful conqueror. So the culprit felt like he is dealing with a Judas. and he considered Mr. Thompson a Judas because he felt Mr. Thompson is part of the healthcare industry, and they supposed to be helping people as far as to help them get well or give them what they need or whatever. So he considered Mr. Thompson a Judas. But if we turn it around to Mr. Thompson, this culprit was a Judas. And that means that some kind of way he met him, talked to him on the phone, talked to him on a computer, he met him before or something like that. Because we know what the Judas is, right? Somebody you think is for you, but they ain't for you. So we take it that way with with the culprit as far as Mr. Thompson. But then if we turn it around, as far as Mr. Thompson, he might have met this person before by phone, by internet, in person, or whatever. Follow me? Person don't have to be a stranger, right? Okay, this one right here. God wanted him to put the brakes on things. The culprit put the brakes on it and don't do it. But the culprit wanted Mr. Thompson to put the brakes on things because he's getting ready to go inside, I guess, for a meeting, a business meeting with investors, I think they said. We'll see it on the news or whatever. So, okay. So we have Mr. Thompson needed not to believe in man's word, but only in God's word. But we have the culprit who didn't want to wait on God's word. He was looking at man's word, and he saw that Mr. Thompson wasn't doing whatever he felt needed to be done. But God wanted him to put the brakes on things and not murder Mr. Thompson, because it says right here that the culprit felt like, no way. He not going to wait for God to change things. He listening at man's word, and he see things ain't going like he wanted to go. But God wanted him with this card right here, put the brakes on things, don't do it. He didn't want to hear nothing God had to say, and he felt no way. And then something went to the extreme. He decided he gonna make a change himself. He gonna put a stop to things, and that's what he did. He had a blank look on his face. Every day wasn't a good day for him, right? This one jumping over. What is this? Okay, he was analyzing to see what things stem from, right? So we have right here, he wanted to be free to make his own choices, the culprit, right? Why do, or if he allowed others to dictate his religion or have rules over him? So he didn't like the idea of the healthcare industry dictating as far as having rules over him, I guess obligations or whatever they do as far as, I guess, you needing healthcare, him needing healthcare or anybody else, because he wanted to be free to make his own choices, whatever it is he wanted to do. But Mr. Thompson was hooked to a company, so he couldn't control everything. So he still had to have some input from somebody, I feel. So he wanted Mr. Thompson to be able to be free to make his own choices. Or he didn't want Mr. Thompson to make his own choices. He wanted to interfere with that. Here we go again with it. He felt like something was repeating and he didn't like it. And he saw it clear as possible. Because he analyzed something to see where something stemmed from. Okay, so we have with this card, universe. What is this? It's challenging. That's why we can't make it. So we had a culprit feeling like it's challenging. That's why the consumers, the people out here can't make it. The patients and everybody, or whoever it is who work for the healthcare industry or whatever's going on, they can't make it with the insurance companies because They can't seem to come to a decent, fair decision on things, right? Next card is this one. He is wallowing in his pain. Mr. Thompson. But God said he was simply the best. Because he was doing his job, but that's his job. But then he an individual over here, get what I'm saying? You could be a school teacher, but you are home. Get what I'm saying? Or you a whole nother person. God said he was the best though, right here. But then we can turn it around to the different people out here that's supporting the culprit and feel it's fine to murder, that felt it was fine to murder Mr. Thompson. So they feel like the culprit is the best because he murdered Mr. Thompson. And they like that Mr. Thompson was wallowing in his pain. Can turn it around. Because there's some people that think that's fine, what was done. Okay, so we have right here that relations to not wanting you as a woman. Don't lower your standards. Okay. I'm going to change this card around. So, unless he knew this man some kind of way, I'm trying to keep it a certain kind of way, right? So, relations to not wanting him as a CEO. He didn't want him as a CEO. He didn't want to lower his standards because of Mr. Thompson. He didn't want it to be where I guess he didn't get what he felt he deserved because of Mr. Thompson in this company. Let's see what this one. He wanted balance. So he had the mindset of a Libra and a Virgo. So the Virgo is business-minded people, and a Libra is balanced. So he wanted love. He wanted the CEO, Mr. Thompson, to have a mindset like a Libra, balanced, show love to the people. As far as him being business-minded, making decisions as far as the insurance company, had that kind of mindset. But he also had that himself because he was thinking about business, right? One of them could have been a Libra, an air sign, or earth sign, or a Virgo sign. Let's just flow. Okay. It was a repeat of something that happened before because it's next to the card. Here we go again with it. You heard me say that. But this card is coming next to it. And this card says a carbon copy. That means a repeat. And it was an S show. So something repeated that he didn't like, the culprit. As far as healthcare, whatever it might have been. Okay, let's go. Okay, somebody he know might have had cancer. And why I say that? Because I see the pink right here. Don't have to be, but I'm just going to throw that in because I'm looking at pink, okay? So let's just flow. If you love pink, you're going to stay calm. So he might have had somebody in his family that had cancer. Or somebody he know that had cancer. Don't have to be, but let me say the card because it's in my hand. He need to stay calm about things. Maybe the person who had cancer didn't have all the healthcare privileges that they needed to have, or whatever it might have been. Benefits or whatever, I don't know. Right? Leave the X in the past. So leave the X in the past. So whoever the person is could have died. Or the person didn't get the help the person needed, or he just wanted to get rid of Mr. Thompson. Leave the X in the past. Make him an X. Make him not exist because that's what he decided to do. Okay, this jumping up. What is this? He put force in. He forced it. He went with force toward Mr. Thompson, and that mean gun, right, in his storyline because he shot him more than one time. So we got numbers 1, 3, 7, 3. You can mix them any kind of way. Right? Part of a license, phone number, door number, birthday, whatever it could be, date of a death, date of a birth, whatever it is, right? Connected to any of these people involved. Okay, so let me just put a little bit more down. Okay, universe, you know all about it. Mr. Thompson. Your life was taken away from having a certain kind of job. There's a lot of people have certain kind of jobs. Their lives don't be taken away that people don't like. But then you gotta have people like it and have people don't. You know. So let's just see. Let's see. Universe. So far it looked like the person didn't like how things was going. It was like a repeat. And he didn't like the idea of it being like a bunch of rules and whatever was going on, maybe things getting hyped up or whatever happened. I don't really see the money cards. It could have been where the insurance don't pay for this or don't pay for that, maybe. And he had a problem with something like that, maybe. He just didn't like how it was. But you can't decide on, you can't do the deciding on what a company does. Want something to be like. You just got to find another one. There's more than one insurance company out here. Find another one. That's what you do. You don't make people adapt to what you want. It don't work like that. It's just like somebody have a business. You can't tell people how to run their business. Go to another business. If you don't like McDonald's, go to Burger King. Get what I'm trying to say? Okay? You don't get to murder somebody because you don't like your french fries had salt on it. Go over there to a place that don't put salt on it. Get my drift. Okay, so alright, let's just see. Trying to see if he knew him. Because it don't have to be that he an actual stranger. I'm trying to see though if he knew him. Talk to him by computer, talk to him by phone, saw him in person some kind of way. Because we got the Judas card. So if Mr. Thompson met this man before, talked to him on the telephone or on a computer, and that mean that this man was a Judas to him. Follow me? To Mr. Thompson, right? Because it's somebody you don't know, that mean you home. Or we take it the culprit's way, where the culprit feel like, and everybody else that agree with the culprit feel like Mr. Thompson and the United Health Care, all of that company is a Judas to them because they feel like they feel you're supposed to work hand in hand, and they felt like it wasn't happening like that. So it could be where he actually knew him some kind of way, or it could be that he didn't. Did anybody ask, did he know him besides just thinking that it's all about healthcare? Okay, so let's just see. Okay, it was antics and imbalances. Okay, let's see. I see the murder card. Okay, he wanted it to be like it was. The family wanted it to be like it was. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, it was imbalances and antics going on with the healthcare industry, with Mr. Thomas, or with the culprit. Okay, we have the culprit wanted things to be like it was before things was murdered, as far as something as far as the healthcare industry, unless he knew Mr. Thompson. Follow me? Okay. Mr. Thompson's family wanted to be like it was before he was murdered, because he had children and a wife and people who loved him. Okay. Also, the culprit's family want things to be like it was before he murdered Mr. Thompson. Okay? Because they don't like that stain on their name, on their family. Okay. Tell your story, Mr. Thompson. Okay, I see the care with me card. Okay, so we have care with me. Okay, so we had a culprit felt like he wanted to justify that Mr. Thompson and the company care with him, the culprit, and the people out here. Okay? So, the culprit demonstrated negative. That created a chamber of chaos. Okay? Because he murdered up here, Mr. Thompson. Let's just see. Okay, we had a warrant for his arrest, so that happened, right? So let's just look. So we have the culprit felt like because Mr. Thompson was the one who was murdered, so this card go against him. So we had a culprit, and whoever hooked to the culprit, any of these people out here that think it's fine that Mr. Thompson got murdered, any of you people, along with the culprit, you looking at it like, give me a reason why I should spare your life and let you live and feel sorry for you or be sad for you. Anything like that, Mr. Thompson. So we turn it around to Mr. Thompson as CEO of the company. The crowd, he joined the crowd, and the crowd would be the investors, people part of his company, right? And Mr. Thompson, we put it Mr. Thompson's way. He wanted to be with some kind of way, some patient out there, somebody give him a reason why he should care and love you enough to, I guess, care about you as far as, I guess, to lower the prices or whatever it is people be fussing about as far as insurance, okay? So let's put that. Okay, that's one jumping out. So we have, somebody was eating some kind of way, so, I mean, no, that's not eating card, that's a restaurant card. So some kind of way somebody was at a restaurant or lunchroom or anything as far as restaurant. Okay, so thinking, try me if you dare, putting out a threat, or try me if you dare, put out a threat some kind of way, or anything like that. Was thinking about something like that because the person felt like it was the person's turn. Person felt like it's my turn, right? Because Mr. Thompson was being given a lot of power, but he felt like it was his turn. Okay. I'm shaking my card, so bear with me. Just wiggling around. Stop, okay. So we got this batch. Take that out. And that's all ended. Okay, Mr. Thompson was feeling detention time, but he was walking though at the time, so I'm going to say this will go to culprit. The culprit was feeling detention time, or is right now. Shucks. Oh, shucks. Bear with me. I need my cards to go over. I have to get them, because we might need them. Let's just see if I can get them. So we got these jumped out. So let's see. Okay, this might end it. I hope it did. So we have, this person had a lot of demons. The culprit. I see the card. So we got a secret could have been acknowledged. So, like I said, he might have knew him already. Don't have to be where he is a stranger. We got a secret. Let's just see something. He feeling the moisture what this took from him. Mr. Thompson was, because he was wounded and dying. So we had a culprit. Was trying to stop Mr. Thompson from taking his money as far as health care. There's a mystery to all that. The culprit had a lot of demons here. Because he was looking at what was ahead, and he was a wildcat. So a wildcat is a female, so let me, I'm going to still make him be the wildcat because he was wild right there. He did what he did. He is looking at himself as, was he a go-getter? He was looking at what was ahead, was he a go-getter? And he became a wildcat because he did what he did. Because he was dealing with a symbol. So we know the symbol is United Health Care, right? CEO. But he also might have had some kind of symbol himself. I don't know what his, where he worked at or whatever. But he's dealing with a symbol. So I feel United Health Care is the symbol. CEO. Right? So he hooked himself on. He hooked himself on and ran from his problems to this situation here. It was easy to leave things to other people and escape. So Mr. Thompson, he hooked himself on to this company, and he left things to others, and he escaped as far as he just did certain things as far as the company. And then other people did the things they did as far as the company. He didn't worry a whole lot as far as what it was. All we have, just go with the culprit. He hooked himself on to feeling like he wanted to target the healthcare company for whatever reasons. And it was easy to leave things to others and escape. Okay, he wanted to clear his mind. He's saying, free me. He might want to be free from jail, but he might want to be free from the situation as far as him hooking himself onto somebody else's problems that wasn't even his own. It wasn't his fight. I mean, it really wasn't his fight. It was looking like it wasn't even his fight. It wasn't his to take on. He just hooked himself on. Dealing with programming, people taking over, trying to be in control, trying to be in charge of everything. People don't own the earth. Agencies and people like that. So he wanted things to change. He wanted to be that warrior himself, to have peace within, what make a stable mind for him. So he checked the time and mentioned the time. It don't have to be to somebody. It could be just inside his mind. He was saying what time he is going to make this happen, or some kind of way he might have met Mr. Thompson before, some kind of way, by phone, internet, or in person. If not, this could be Mr. Thompson mentioned the time, check the time, so he can go to whatever meeting he was on his way to when we saw he was walking. So we have activity was on the telephone, but the phone was locked, or the service died, or whatever happened, or just some activity on the cell phone of Mr. Thompson, or on the culprit. So something was in the drawer. You can find something in the drawer. Something was in the drawer, in the closet, in the pocket, or anything like that of his or Mr. Thompson's. The culprit or Mr. Thompson's pocket or closet or drawer, or his, the culprit's, right? Okay. Mr. Thompson need not overtalk because he is dealing with a certain kind of person, and is this person here the culprit. So Mr. Thompson might have been in the company of this person before, some kind of way or whatever, and this person might have recorded Mr. Thompson. So if you're on the telephone talking, somebody, it could be where the culprit had a recorder right there recording what's being said, get what I'm saying, while talking to the person. You don't understand what I'm saying? Just put telephone over here that's recording while you're talking to somebody where you got them on speaker, so both of your voices on it. Or in the pocket if there's in person or anything like that. Don't overtalk, God said. Okay, so he felt he was sinking, but he wanted to press forward. That would be the culprit. So we have number 15 or 51. I don't know how old Mr. I don't know how old he was, or number 6, how old Mr. Thompson was. So it's a secret that could be acknowledged by Mr. Thompson. Or by the culprit. Usually the victims is the person who can acknowledge a secret though in the storyline, so I'm just going to see what here. Okay. He had to close the blinds to other females. So we got judge right here. So Mr. What's his name? Mr. Thompson might have been seeing some, I hate to say it, but I'm trying to work the card, right? Trying to work it. Because we got a secret card right here. Got my hand hitting. See, and then something's on the cell phone. You heard me say up there. So we hear right here, close the blinds to other females. Well, we can say close the blinds to other males, but we got a secret. You know what I'm saying? So a secret is powerful. So he could have been cheating, what's his name, Mr. Thompson, somehow. Because way back on the first set of cards, you heard me say that the ball of cheating got to be left in the court, right? That could go off of cheating in healthcare with money, or cheating with somebody on the side. Take it however it goes. Here's the next card. He had to start taking care of himself because he was promiscuous. So that would be Mr. Thompson, maybe. Because we got a secret could be acknowledged. Okay? So we have right here that this one right here. Somebody tensing up because they're going to get in front of a judge, and that would be the culprit, right? So Mr. Thompson was going to sit down and then, sip and bite in a spot, him and the investors, right? He was getting ready to do before he was stopped. So we got number 7. It could have been at least 7 of them in there. I don't know. Or he could have made 7. I don't know. Or maybe it was going to start at 7 o'clock. I just don't know. Okay, I just see the number 7 here. So somebody got brown eyes that's connected some kind of way. So we have Mr. Thompson, I'm sorry, saying he can't do it, he won't do it, or it was something he just didn't do or whatever, so the culprit was mad about it. So we got number 12, number 3, number 21. We got number 3 again, that's a number 3, 6. Something could have happened 3, 6, 12, 11, whatever it is. Okay, so we got a chick tucked on the side, so we got somebody that's tucked on the side. So we can turn this totally around from another woman, right? Tucked away. That means it's a cheating card, right? Because you heard me say close the blinds to a female. But we can turn it around and say from having a lady tucked away on the side, like seeing another lady on the side, we can take this as the culprit. he was tucked away, wherever he was hiding at, and then he jumped out or whatever he did. Right? Wasn't going to be no talking, because he might have talked to him before. Like I said, relationship got dismantled. So, only relationship would have got dismantled would be, let me see, yeah, him and another female that was on the side that he knew. They got dismantled, got broken up with, or what would have got dismantled was this guy here, this culprit, was mad about whatever he was mad about because of the healthcare industry, and he was going to have a look of confidence, right? But Mr. Thompson had to pick one as far as inside the meeting, when he went in the meeting, some kind of way he had to do some picking or whatever, or he needed to pick one as far as the wife he had and some woman on the side that looked like right here, a woman on the side, or just as far as the healthcare industry, something in there, he had to pick one. Okay, he was filling his spirit with a clear vision. God said he needed to. So we have, let's go for a walk. So Mr. Thompson was walking at the time. Hold me in your arm. So I'm going to make this, so if he had a lady on the side, whenever that might have been, she wanted to fix things with him, or he wanted to fix things with her again. If it's nothing like that, scratch it, okay? But he was walking outside trying to get to the entrance to go inside the building, I think, or he was coming out of it or whatever he was doing. So hold me in your arms just simply means with the murder is that the person needed to care. Right? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, where were we? I'm so sorry, I had to get up. Okay, yes. The next card is power stays with the wife, not with the ex. Okay, so I can take this two ways. Well, I can take this three ways. So just let me just flow with the card a little bit. This card says power stays with the wife, not with the ex. That a person is jerking the other person around. So I'm going to take it the healthcare industry way. So power stays with the healthcare industry, not with the customers, right? And the company not going to have the patients and people like that controlling and bossing them around. So let me take it to the patients out there. They feel like they being jerked around by the healthcare industry. And they feel like power stays with them, not with the healthcare industry. So then you're going to hear me say what the original meaning of the card is. Power stays with the wife, not with the ex. So we have like Mr. Thompson, if he is seeing somebody on the side any kind of way, he broke it off with it, anything like that. The person felt like Mr. Thompson was jerking a person around. You heard what I said. I went three ways with it, okay? From patients feeling they jerked around to the healthcare industry feel like they being jerked around by the people out here complaining, or some lady on the side. Where the power stays with the wife, not with some lady on the side, okay? So we have right here, he had to start to love himself, Mr. Thompson, or this culprit felt he was going to love himself. The culprit felt like Mr. Thompson was jerking, strike this, felt like Mr. Thompson was robbing him of his money. Him and anybody else out there who are patients, follow me? The healthcare industry, United Health Care, them, right? And he wanted to start to love himself, right? Or we have Mr. Thompson, might have been getting blackmailed. Follow me? Where somebody was trying to get money out of him because they knew something. Because we got a secret on the table. Somebody could acknowledge, follow me, about Mr. Thompson. Maybe that he's cheating. Okay? Somebody was down in the other. So we have, somebody was copping. So I don't see no kind of drugs. So I'm going to go a certain way with the copping, okay? Let's just flow a little bit. So copping is going to stand for somebody wanting something. So somebody trying to blackmail Mr. Thompson, they was copping. They trying to get money out of him, jacking him up for money, blackmail, anything like that. Follow me? Somebody who was down in him. As far as he was cheating and they could tell on him, or we have somebody like the culprit feels like Mr. Thompson and whoever else connected from the healthcare industry company is stealing their money, taking their money, or charging them a lot of money or whatever. Let's just flow a little bit. Because the culprit saw what was right in front of him, and that was Mr. Thompson. And he was going to see what he felt was right for him at that time, and that was to murder Mr. Thompson. Follow me? So we have right here, I'm obligated to you. I obligate myself to you. So we have Mr. Thompson obligated himself to the insurance company. He was the CEO of United Health Care. He obligated himself to the company. But we have the culprit and any of the patients out here, people like that, they feel like the insurance company should obligate themselves to the patients by treating them right and not robbing them of their money, anything like that, of their treatment or money or anything they need, right? But if we got a lady on the side or somebody on the side some kind of way that feel like the person obligate themselves to Mr. Thompson here, might have been blackmailing him or attempted to blackmail him, anything like that, needed to take a right turn if they're planning on doing Mr. Thompson wrong. Or we had a culprit and anybody like that feel like if Mr. Thompson or any of the people from United Health Care was going to do them wrong as patients, as customers, they better make a right turn and go the other direction. Okay? Let's just flow. So we got the secret. You know about it. So we got the culprit was a foreigner in a beautiful state, or Mr. Thompson was, right? Mr. Thompson was saying no to something. No, I won't. No, I can't. Anything as far as no, whatever it is. No, I'm not. No, I won't change my mind, or whatever it is. Whatever it was. And somebody barged into where he was with rage. So I'm going to say this person, I'm going to call him the foreigner, this culprit. I'm going to call him the foreigner in a beautiful state. Right? He's in New York, right? I'm going to call him a foreigner, right? Because they was different races look like. So we have, we're going to take this card, this next card. Some kind of way Mr. Thompson said no to something or didn't agree with something as far as paperwork or any kind of forms or whatever was in paperwork maybe, or on a phone, or however this person know him, right? This culprit. Where this culprit decided this culprit was going to barge in with rage, right here with this card. It says out of the forest with rage, and that's what the person did. The forest, he was outside, so that was considered the forest, the outside, follow me? And that's where he was. And he came out of the forest, in which he was in the forest, outside, among whatever was outside at that time period, and he barged in with rage, and the rage would be shooting that gun. The gun being fired is the rage, get what I'm saying? The urge to kill, get my drift. He wasn't going to allow himself to be neglected, this culprit, follow me? So he couldn't control himself in his own skin, the culprit. But he felt Mr. Thompson couldn't control himself in his own skin. Alert fashion, either Mr. Thompson like fashion or the culprit. So we got the Rough Rider that's in his emotional state. So we're going to say that this is the culprit, was hooking notes, follow me, about Mr. Thompson's so-called friends. All of the people in the healthcare industry that was hooked onto the CEO, Mr. Thompson. Because he's in his emotions, the Rough Rider, that would be the culprit, follow me? But the cops, once the cops found this person or was looking for this person, the cops was going to hook notes about this person, the culprit, and all of his so-called friends. So we have get on the bus, I'm here for you. So let's just take this as online. So some kind of way he's online. So let's see. Get on the bus, I'm here for you. So this person, they said he got on got on a bus. That's what was said on the news, that he was on a bus. So this say get on the bus. Right? I'm here for you. It say a name, but it's not his name. It's just an example God gives. I'm here for you. So some kind of way he got on a bus, right? And he expected Mr. Thompson to be there for him, or he knew Mr. Thompson was going to be at a certain place at a certain time, because it say I'm here for you. So he was going to be, once he got off the bus, I guess, he was going to be waiting somewhere to be here for Mr. Thompson to be waiting for him, I guess. So we had this next card. Something was going to conclude online. A sale of something that he brought. A sale of something that Mr. Thompson was going to buy. Or Mr. Thompson and his business partners was going to be on a computer and wrap something up some kind of way. Or whatever this is, right? It was static and he was still there. So with this right here, and we got the escape card. They coming in a row. It was static and he was still there. So we're going to say what the static is. He went to shoot the gun and I think it didn't shoot first. So it was static and he was still there. Mr. Thompson was still walking. And then some kind of way the culprit made the gun work. So we got the next card. He really wanted to express himself, and that would be the culprit, by doing what the person did. And then it says right here, trying my best to escape. So he's trying his best to escape. But also Mr. Thompson was trying his best to escape when he got wounded. Let's see if this one. Okay. He is around a sinful place. So the sinful place would be, where was he at? I don't know if they say a hotel or wherever he was. Wherever he was, that was considered a sinful place. Something was sinful going on there. Whatever it was, okay? Negative, something. Okay? So we have Mr. Thompson didn't do something that he used to do. And this person wanted him to do something he used to do, but he don't indulge anymore. Follow me? So if we have where healthcare, some kind of way something changed up with something, maybe, right? And he wanted something to go back to what it used to be, maybe. But Mr. Thompson wasn't going to change it around and take it back to whatever it was. Maybe the cost of something or whatever it may be. I don't know. I don't like to guess. I'd like to look at the cards, right? So we have for what blank. So Mr. Thompson said for what to somebody, right? or he felt like, let me see, who is this? Let's see something. The next card is heart. It was heart wrenching because he put Mr. Thompson out. So some kind of way, I'm wondering, some kind of way did he connect online with him? Because it's a talking card. For what blank? For what culprit? Because the culprit wanted Mr. Thompson to indulge in something he no longer did. So if it's like the price has changed with something, he can't take it back. He's not going to change it back or whatever it may be. Let's just flow a little bit. Okay, he saw something on a weekend, or Mr. Thompson saw something on a weekend, the culprit saw something on a weekend, somebody saw something on a weekend between one of these people, whatever it was. So this culprit felt he had burdens, and the burden he felt was the CEO, Mr. Thompson. If he wasn't happy with things, he was going to make things right, he felt like. And he felt making things right would be killing Mr. Thompson. So we have with this next card, his eyes lied about a connection. And that would be Mr. Thompson's eyes lied about a connection he had with somebody, or this person, culprit, eyes lied about a connection he had with somebody because he saw something on the weekend. And he's going to make things right. Follow me. Next card is, he had to be considerate of his partner. I am not selfish because I want a whole man, a whole woman. So that is a gay card, but I can take it other ways. A person who working, a person not cheating, or a person that's not gay. So somebody saw something over the weekend where they could tell on somebody. Get what I'm saying? Right? I don't see a lot of money cards, and it should be some money cards, because we dealing with insurance. It should be money cards flowing all kind of ways. So online, so some kind of way online. Did anybody ask him, did he know him? Because he might know him. It don't have to be where he don't know him. He could know him. He could know him. It don't have to be where he don't know him. He could know him. But anybody ask, do you know him? Everybody assuming he don't know him. He could know him. Some kind of way. Let's explore a little bit. Let's take a little bit more. Okay. Looking at the positives. And somebody who had a checkered past. So Mr. Thompson was looking at the positives in somebody who had a checkered past. I guess this culprit. Let's just flow. He is going to be strong, tough, rough, and beautiful, and know when to make the right moves. If it hurts, he needed to voice it. Okay. You're the light, the brass loved one, mention us. So this would be Mr. Thompson. Mention us. Tell me what you want known, Mr. Thompson. Did you know this culprit? Did you know this person? Tell your story. The budget plummeted. Okay. Another one. He was laser focused on picking on you. Okay. Maybe because his budget plummeted. Okay. You needed more time, and you needed the person to give you some space. Okay. Choosing you first was always the best choice. And you was going to clarify that, or this person was. Okay, so you bought something on. This person bought something that was chinchy, that was cheap, maybe insurance or whatever this is. Okay, you wanted to know how long it was going to be with a female. or this person was wondering how long it was going to be with a female or anything like that. Okay, you got beat by this person because you was murdered, or the person felt he was beat by you as far as insurance, anything like that, or some female. We got a Virgo again, or earth sign person. You're just going to go have some fun, but you had to stop lying to yourself or this person. Let's just see. Somebody was following you from a distance, okay? Okay. Okay, I'm trying to end it. Mr. Thompson, tell your story. Do you know this person? Did you know this person, Mr. Thompson? He put you in a sewer. Because he murdered you. He felt you was worthless. Because he wanted to checkmate. You got a sage moon, adventurous mother. Okay, you was a trailblazer. He wanted jointness with you, the trailblazer. Or you wanted jointness with your mother. And you are a trailblazer. So we have, let me say it this way. Either we have Mr. Thompson as the trailblazer, and we had his culprit that wanted jointness with him, right? Or we have the culprit as a trailblazer, and the culprit wanted jointness with his own mother. Get what I just said? Because we got a sage mother or just adventurous mother, the top card, that somebody wanted a checkmate with, or Mr. Thompson wanted a checkmate with a person that's a mother, a lady on the side, or his own wife. So this is a racist card. So let's hold a little bit. We got music. So let me see how to work this. We can take it. Somebody thought this better than the other, and take it away from race, all right? Somebody thought this better than the other. Might love music. Okay, let's just flow. I'm trying to end it. Okay, he had the chance it, and he chose to drop an X. Or X as far as somebody, whoever. Because he took his wife's hand forevermore. And he chanced it, and he chose to drop an X. Let's see something. So we have something was, a price was put out there to butter the person up. So if Mr. Thompson was getting blackmailed any kind of way, some kind of price was put up to butter the person up. Because somebody knew a secret. If somebody was trying to blackmail, I'm trying to work on this a little bit here. He need not settle for less because it was cheating ways with Mr. Thompson cheating on his wife, or if not that, the culprit felt like Mr. Thompson and whoever else from that company was cheating the customers out of their money. Or we have somebody who's blackmailing Mr. Thompson, and that person had cheating ways because this person wanted him to keep giving money up. Where attention was afloat. Let's just flow. I'm just trying to end this, man, Lord. Dealing with a resource, and that would be the insurance company. Okay, Lord, I'm trying to stop it. Stop. I'm trying to stop it. Oh, goodness, I'm trying to make an income. So money was being made at night some kind of way. Online, offline, or whatever. So Mr. Thompson was going to, the place he was going to for a meeting. They said it was 5 in the morning or whatever. So that's really considered really night still, because it might have been dark outside. I don't know. That's just cool. Stop. Okay, here we go. Something in here. I'm going to take this and hopefully that's it. I'm hoping this is it though. I hope this is it. We don't have to do anymore. I'm hoping. Let's just flow a little bit. Mr. Thompson, tell your story. You are the victim here. Tell your story. Tell your story. You're in the spirit. Tell your story. Do you know this person? Do you know this person? Okay, so it was mirage in this person's mind, tension-filled thoughts, the culprit. So we have this culprit living in a dream house, living a good life, but going to jail or went to jail. Okay, had to defeat a failing while coping. Wanted love, follow me. We got Pennsylvania, but wherever the person come from. So we have number 4. Okay, so deep. What else you know about it? This person wanted love. Okay. Maybe wanted the healthcare industry to care more and show people love and not overprice people as far as insurance, or we dealing with somebody who Mr. Thompson was seeing on the side, some kind of way, who wanted love, anything like that. Let's see. He's feeling his feelings, and he's gonna go get his feelings. This culprit, right? So your loved one is here in spirit. Don't be held hostage to the death. So we have Mr. Thompson's loved ones is not going to be held hostage to the death of Mr. Thompson because he's in the spirit, or this person was not going to be worried about and feel hostage to Mr. Thompson's death, or felt like this person, the culprit, felt like he was a hostage to Mr. Thompson somewhat, with as far as his health care or whatever else this is, right? He felt like he wasn't going to be the hermit while Mr. Thompson shined. He's in solitude, doing some thinking. Don't have to be in the kitchen, but wherever he was, right? So we have, it was a group of them as far as the company, healthcare industry, right? He wanted to be treated equal and fair. Here's another race. So we have, so what? What's next? Trying to tear another person down. Had a blank look on his face. So some kind of way. He felt like Mr. Thompson was tearing him down or tearing people down by overcharging them, or whatever it might have been. Unless, like I say, he talked to him online before or whatever, or worked with him or whatever this is. No, he didn't work with him, but some kind of way, online or whatever this might be, or talked on the phone or whatever this is. Let's just flow. Interacting with drugs. So we had this person was interacting with some kind of drugs, or Mr. Thompson, whatever kind of drugs. So if we dealing with the healthcare industry, you dealing with drugs because, you know, drugs got to be paid for, medications, follow me? But Mr. Thompson was interacting with pain because he was shot multiple times, right? So it was limited light at the boardwalk, and that's true, he's outside, right? Okay, are you ashamed of me? So the culprit felt like, are you ashamed of me? Feeling like he being mistreated by the healthcare industry, especially the CEO, unless he knew this person, like I said. Okay? When are you coming home? I miss you. So if we got somebody who Mr. Thompson was seeing on the side, who wanted Mr. Thompson to come back to a relationship he used to be in with somebody, maybe, that he broke it off with or something like that. Or we can take this card as the culprit wondering if his family is ashamed of him now for what he did. Are you ashamed of me? Because his family was wondering when he was coming home. They missed him because they might didn't see him in a while. But he felt that Mr. Thompson was his downfall, and he was going to complain when he had it. So I'm going to turn the card around. He complained about it, that Mr. Thompson was his downfall, but the family was going to complain as far as the culprit coming home, because the culprit would have been their downfall, because they would have been ashamed of him with this act, okay? Because he might would have popped up on them, but he popped up on Mr. Thompson, because it was a lady or somebody standing by the wall. I don't hear no news clips talk about that person who ran away. It was a witness right there who saw the person standing right there. So the culprit popped up on them, Mr. Thompson, and whoever that witness was standing there, because the video shows it, right? So the family was going to live the best life by getting healed from this situation for recovery for a brighter future. Also, the culprit felt like he is going to live a good life after this, right? For the family, it was a countdown to recovery, because June was the last resort, because their loved one, Mr. Thompson, was murdered. So we got another Virgo. So Mr. Thompson was a business-minded person. That's probably why we keep saying a Virgo, unless he was a Virgo or Earth sign. Virgo was waiting for a move to be made, and a move was made. So somebody was waiting for a move to be made. So somebody might have been threatening Mr. Thompson to make a move on something. Or somebody was venting for a move to be made some kind of way, and the culprit made a move, however it's flowing. Or Mr. Thompson might have been being threatened, and by him not doing whatever and complying, a move was made against him, however you want to take it, right? Mr. Thompson was going to never stop wanting the best out of love for himself, and he had to know that he had to love himself first, or this culprit felt that way. So we have this culprit felt like it would be the end of his money problems. No more complaining about money problems. Or Mr. Thompson felt that way as far as that if he is going to be doing business with a situation or the company. So we have the culprit felt he was going to wash his hands on Mr. Thompson, or Mr. Thompson was going to wash his hands on this person. Just drop this person and don't be bothered with this person anymore. Or the person felt like he was going to wash his hands on Mr. Thompson, and that was murder Mr. Thompson. So he decided he's going to spin the tables around on Mr. Thompson. And it brought on repercussions, because maybe Mr. Thompson didn't do something he wanted done, or Mr. Thompson turned the tables around on him as far as something, not doing something he wanted done, or whatever it might be. So he turned the tables around. So money was being made at night. So it could have been that morning some money was going to be made at night when he got shot, or it could have been just they work at night, both of them, or one of them work at night making money or whatever. Let's just see. I'm trying to end it. I am trying to end it. So we have, he was isolated. Why did I believe you? So he got isolated. Why did I believe you? So this would be Mr. Thompson's card. So Mr. Thompson got isolated. Why did he believe somebody? So we just see with the clips, you know, that we see that the person, the culprit, is shooting Mr. Mr. Thompson. But with this card, Mr. Thompson was isolated. Why did I believe you? This would go good because a person, we gotta go with the person who murdered him, because who else would it be? It was some fussing with him and somebody. So he need to get away from the haters and the snakes. Man beside you is like my first crush. Okay, so we had this one right here. He had to look at his life. Do you see any progress? If he didn't, he had to ask himself, why do you not refuse help that God sends him to lead him to his path? Can we be friends? No, we can't be friends, because he had to manifest his desire. So we have, it was an agreement he was in, agreement some kind of way, connected. Because he was coping with a job he was tired of. So let's just flow a little bit. So we have somebody who take pills. Let's flow. Let's not argue. Okay, what's the price of a life? Are you sure that he didn't know him? Sure he didn't know him? That's all you see on the video is him pointing a gun. Are you sure that he don't know this person? That he wasn't sitting in a car with this person somewhere already talking and a fuss broke out, and then Mr. Thompson just walked on about his business somewhere and this person came up behind him? You don't see all of that, but I don't know. Because we got somebody. This would be Mr. Thompson, this first card. He got isolated, and he was isolated, walking or wherever he came from, wherever his car was or wherever he came from. Okay? He had to beware of distractions. Let's not argue, because see, he's fussing with somebody. Follow me? Who he is tired of his job. He was tired of his job he was coping with, or this person was tired of the person's job, or fussing about the job, or anything as far as the job. Okay, so we have right here, what is the price of a life? Because he is going to save him no matter what. So if Mr. Thompson is got a job that he have to do whatever the company tell him, you know, he's saving him no matter what. He keeping his job. That's all it's saying, right? That's all this card mean for Mr. Thompson. He keeping his job to have food to feed his family, to feed him, or whatever, right? But as far as the other person, what is the price of a life? They look at Mr. Thompson is not looking at people's lives as valuable. So whoever this other person is feel like, what's the cost of a life? 0, right? So the person feel like Mr. Thompson feel like their lives are worth 0. He is included. So he looking at Mr. Thompson's life as 0. And this person feel like this person going to save this person no matter what. Because it is a secret, remember? So this person decided to put Mr. Thompson in the sewer. Because it was a fuss. Follow me? So, wearing certain clothes, and he had what he had on. Right? Wearing certain clothes, exaggerated things, but it don't excuse his bad behavior. He had bad behavior. He shot Mr. Thompson. It's on tape. Wearing certain kind of clothes, exaggerated things. People was looking at what he was wearing. That's all he kept talking about, what he had on, remember? Right? It don't excuse his bad behavior, what he did, right? So we have right here that it was time he felt he was going to be the conqueror. Just the culprit I'm talking about, right? So we got number 20, number 21. Something could have happened when he was 21. Something could have happened at 12. Something could have happened in December. I just don't know. Okay, parents should not walk away. Will I ever know who born me? So this would be for Mr. Thompson's children, because they won't get to see their father anymore, to learn more and more about their daddy, because he was murdered. It's like he walked away. Will they ever know who born them? They know as much as however old they are right now, but they won't know anymore because he's not here. Okay? Unless this person had a problem with his own parents. I don't know. He walked away from his own parents maybe. Right? So get up. Rape took me here sexually. So this is somebody was raped. Either Mr. what's his name? Mr. Thompson in his life, one time in his life, or this person. Okay? So we got another secret card. They back to back. I said one early. Here's another secret card. We got Philly, or we just got a man. So we got tell a secret. The bracelet one, tell a secret. Mr. Thompson, tell a secret. Culprit, tell a secret. Universe. This person felt like Mr. Thompson betrayed this person. It was a betrayal. Betrayal. Right? Okay? So we have forcing herself to cope with the hurt, asking herself why. He needed to stay calm. We dealing with money. A lot of money. $1,400, $4,100, whatever amount of money. Right? So somebody was put, something was stopped in September. A chokehold got put on something to stop in money, time, job, a delay, a pause, a firing, or whatever happened with somebody as far as Mr. Thompson, health care, or a job, or whatever this is, I don't know. So we have, stop thinking others deserve, stop thinking you deserve abuse. So we had a culprit might feel like had to stop thinking he deserved abuse. He was needing more but not doing enough to make it happen. And then we had this one right here. Something was seeping through. So we got either this culprit or Mr. Thompson. One of them was attacked before in their lives. And that's the real rape. That's not where I can say somebody stole from him. Okay, because it says sexually. That means it's the real rape. One of them in their lives was rape. Right? Some kind of way. So we got two secret cards. Okay, so let's just flow. I'm trying to end it. Okay, universe, you know me about it. I'm trying to end it. That's not the end. I can't end it with the C card. I gotta have something else, Lord. I'm hearing, that's what I like. That's what I like. Okay, let's see. Reading the book. Seed time. Somebody. Okay. Okay, let's just see. I'm trying to. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let me take some right here, and I'm hoping this ended. I'm really hoping it does, but I hope it did. Lord, I'm trying to stop it now. I'm trying to stop it. Here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can end it. I hope so. So we have the jail card. So we're gonna make the jail card. This time around, you're going to jail. So this time around, who's going to jail? Let's just float for a minute. I might have to change that around because let me say, this time you're gonna have a job. Let me say. This time around, this is a job card, a jail card, a treatment card. Let me say, this time around you're going to jail, or this time around you're going to treatment, or this time around you're going to get a job. Somebody was tired of that job, or the other person was complaining about the person's job. Let's flow. We hear somebody saying, don't try me. That's a threat card. So somebody was going to be that runner and put that all in. Whole body in, everything in a situation, because somebody was plunging in with a gun. Gee, look at that. Look at these cards. You heard what I just said. Look at the next card. Somebody was a school loser that Mr. Thompson was distant from. But then really, if you look at the video, he was a little distant, right? So there was some room between, so we can use it for that, right? Okay. It was fall time because it's not winter yet, right? I don't think it is, right? Is it still fall? Well, I'm going to say fall time because that's what the card says. Okay. So we're going to say, this said player and searching for love, so let's just turn it for business. So if Mr. Thompson was like a CEO, right, and this person was like a patient, somebody like that, searching for love, searching for care, want the healthcare industry to care, get my drift, want the person to care, want you to care about the people out here, unless he knew them, like I said. So we got right here, he walked away, and he was walking. We saw him walking. He needed to be a sensitive thinker, and that would be the culprit. So we have right here that missing your kids. So Mr. Thompson, when he got shot, he might have instantly thought about his kids, missing kids, ice cream, right? So we have right here that this culprit was going to get happy because it say I'm gone for good. So I'm going to say this culprit was going to get happy because Mr. Thompson was gone for good. Follow me. Let's see. Because this culprit was going to do what make this culprit feel good and feel better. Follow me. Because Mr. Thompson was tatted and he needed a miracle at that time. Follow me. So this culprit might have went and got a drink somewhere and asked somebody, whoever it is, give me a drink. Thought it was funny that he did this murder. But he owed an insane apology, God says, and now is the time that he opened his mouth and say that he is sorry. Not that he's sorry, but that he shouldn't have did it and it was wrong. Because he had a weakness for caring, right? Needed to try to appreciate his own mother. Follow me? Okay, so he had to get help for his addiction because he felt protected, right? So he was hooked to the healthcare industry maybe, or he knew Mr. Thompson some kind of way. Or he knew somebody that Mr. Thompson know, a woman who's a mother, because we got 3 mother cards in here. We got somebody who's a mother. She don't have to have brown hair, but whoever she is, some female. Okay. So Mr. Thompson had a title right here, and he was a CEO, right? So we have what's gonna be trouble with Mr. Thompson if he mess up one more time, and I guess he did, right? So let's just see. I'm trying to end it. Whoa, I'm trying to end it right now. Put a pattern around only you, babe. So if Mr. Thompson was talking to another lady or somebody on the side some kind of way, telling somebody it's only them, or the person was saying only him, or he's just talking to somebody as far as business, and they just was talking, right? Somebody wanted loyal out of him, or he wanted loyal out of somebody in business or in love. He picked or 3 to put somebody in, or somebody picked or 3 to put him in, right? And that means jump, no good, right? And this man did, the culprit did, because he murdered him. This time around, this person going to jail, right? This person felt like, well done. The person established what the person wanted to establish, and that is to murder Mr. Thompson. Follow me? Who's proud of the person? The person proud of himself. He felt proud of what he did. Because God said it's talents, skills, experiences, hobbies, different things. He can get him a job. right? Act in the ways he wanted to be treated. So he might have felt like Mr. Thompson was not treating him right for some reason. But he needed to act in the ways he wanted to be treated because it was evident that this was all about some kind of money. Loafing around, stalling, and putting off of, right? So we have, he wanted his needs met by Mr. Thompson, follow me? And that was abuse, God says. So he was gay since his childhood, follow me? So we have right here that he is animalistic toward Mr. Thompson. Because shooting a gun, that's animalistic. So we got number 5, God's number of grace. So we got number 14, number 41. I don't know the age of Mr. Thompson, follow me? We got number 14, right? Could have been when he was 14, I don't know. He is living in intentions of a maze life, but he needed to go into that flower, right? When he down, he needed to read a book, maybe dip into the Bible or just read a book, positive, because he exercised his right to complain, maybe about the healthcare industry or about Mr. Thompson or whatever this is. Caution. He needed to proceed with caution to have that builder path because Mr. Thompson was. So he picked the one for full bloom, Mr. Thompson, to have the career he wanted or to have the wife he wanted or whatever this is. Or this man picked the one he wanted, and that was to murder that day. And that was a sure thing because he felt it was seed time. Seed time for him mean that get rid of Mr. Thompson and then it'll be where he can save some money, I guess, right? Unless somebody paid him to do it, okay? If it ain't nothing like that, he felt it was seed time because he could save some money. He getting rid of the person who messing things up as far as emptying his pockets. Get what I'm saying? What was sure is a sure thing for Mr. Thompson that it was seed time, right? So Mr. Thompson had to acknowledge his wrongs and don't expect it from other people. Also this culprit, and accept what he couldn't change, right? Or the culprit. So we have right here, Mr. Thompson was trying to get to the Milky Way path, or this culprit. Okay? Mr. Thompson felt this man, this culprit wasn't no better than nobody else, or this culprit felt that way. If it was done to you, would you like it? Or would you say this? Maybe as far as, you know, the healthcare industry or whatever this is, right? So we have right here, Mr. Thompson was a married person, or we might have this person that, this culprit here might be somebody who had a crush on Mr. Thompson. If he didn't, a crush on somebody Mr. Thompson was talking to on the side, or he liked a woman in general, his own self, whoever she is, there's a ring card, or it just shows that Mr. Thompson was a married person. So we got the internet, online, whatever it was, something was online or is online, period, whatever it is. Okay? So he had to be the God in him and take the reins and run with it, and that would be the culprit. He needed more vitamin C, or Mr. Thompson. What business is it of you all? So he feel like, what business is it of somebody? Something is online or whatever it may be. I don't know. So he got history with Mr. Thompson or with somebody else that Mr. Thompson know, or whoever this is, because it's a history card, right? And he made Mr. Thompson walk into his destiny. That means die, right? Or we have that the culprit or Mr. Thompson, one of them had got married or was getting married or anything as far as marriage, and it was online some kind of way. And that means you walking into your destiny in a positive way, right? Because you with somebody that you have history with. You got number 26. Okay, let me see if I can end it. Okay, it was some flip words being said. I like hugging you, comfort is key. I like talking, getting along with you. Comfort is key. He might have wanted comfort. Okay, he is posing as what he wasn't. Trying to seek refuge. So Mr. Thompson was trying to seek refuge because when he got shot, he was trying to move over or whatever. That's seeking refuge. But we have this culprit was posing as who he wasn't. So he had the coat on or whatever, somewhat trying to not show all the way who he was. Or some kind of way he met Mr. Thompson before or was friends with him or whatever this is. And then he is posing as what he wasn't. Because God said Judas, and you know what a Judas is, right? Okay, let's go. He had to spell it out and expect nothing less than the best. So he's going to spell it out and expect nothing less than the best, because up here with some flip words. Okay, I don't care no more. He decided he didn't care no more about something he felt was sacred, because if he knew him some kind of way, he felt like he didn't care no more. Or he felt Mr. Thompson didn't care about something that was sacred, and that was healthcare. Or, yeah. Or Mr. Thompson didn't care about something that was sacred, and that would be his marriage if he was stepping out. Or if this person knew Mr. Thompson for some kind of way. Because then anybody asked him, do he know him? You're assuming he don't know him because he shot him. People shoot people they know all the time. That's on a regular basis, so nobody asked him, do you know him? They just assume he just somebody out here that don't like healthcare, don't know if he know him or not. Have you asked him? Have you asked him? If you don't ask him, he not going to volunteer it, I guess, because he ain't said it's not in the news. I don't see it so far. So evidently nobody asked him, well, do you know him? Okay, let's see. Culprit could have felt like Mr. Thompson didn't care about something that was sacred, and healthcare is what you call sacred, people's health. But still, whatever he thought, he don't have the right to take nobody's life away. He's not God. He don't take nobody's life away because of what he feel like, and he got to pay. If you got to pay, you got to pay. Like anybody else. Or you just don't have it. So it's two secret cards. So it's two secret cards on the table. So, you know, they might have knew each other, but you just don't know it. How about asking them to find out? Okay, or he knows somebody that knows Mr. Thompson some kind of way. Somebody knows somebody. It's two secret cards. Secret ain't just out on the table just to say it's a secret, because if you're being blackmailed, that could be a secret, because you don't tell somebody you're being blackmailed. You just keep it to yourself maybe. But something was on the cell phone, something was saw over a weekend. See, those things like that, all that go with the blackmail. Or all that go with you don't want somebody to tell on you or whatever it may be. Because it is people that might be mad enough, but it's not enough people, evidently, because you haven't heard it so far yet. Nobody killing somebody because of health care. So there's other things along with this. It looks like it's just that, but it's not just that. So I'm going to take like 10 more cards, and I'm going to leave it alone. So let's just say, okay, Mr. Thompson, you got to get your story all the way out, but you don't know who, you didn't know who shot you at the time, but you know who it is now. You know just who did it now, because you're in the spirit. You know just who did it now. You didn't know then, though. So let's just see. You didn't see it coming, because you didn't see it coming. You were dealing with a Judas. Okay. You're going to take 10 cards, universe. And if it go over the 10, it go over. Let's just say universe, you know all about it. I'm hearing, that's what I like, that's what I like. That's what I like. Okay, let's just see. 10 cards, universe. If it go over, that's okay. I'm just trying to, here's hatred right here. Canada. Okay, stop. Okay, something in here. God say stop. Okay, I got you. Okay, it was intense madness. Right there at that time, this person shooting him in the back like that. Because he wanted the person to bring an emotional love that he needed. But the person didn't. He shot him in the back. Coward. When you shoot people in the back and do things like that, you're a coward. Okay, my lawyer says so. His lawyer going to tell him something, whatever his lawyer going to tell him. Okay. Okay, are you coming for me? You are mine, never forget that. So we might hear, Mr. Thompson might have had somebody on the side. What kind of way? Okay. Somebody wanted him to pick the one love, and he might wasn't saying maybe or nothing. Or we can use this actual love card as, are you coming for me? That mean, are you going to help as far as lessen our health care, anything like that. I can take it away from that and make it another kind of love instead of the real love, right, as far as man and woman. Somebody wanted Mr. Thompson to bring an emotional love they needed and give love as far as the healthcare industry or anything like that. Or is real love with somebody other than his wife though. Okay, my lawyer said, so this person, lawyer, going to talk to his lawyer because he don't have to talk to his lawyer. Okay, so here's going to be himself. This person was doing some meditating and thinking. We got number 19, number 10. He had deep feelings about something. He might have something on the skin. Or this person, whatever it may be, skin disorder, whatever it is, anything on the skin, bumps, moles, bumps, eczema, whatever is on the skin of this culprit or Mr. Thompson. He put Mr. Thompson's candle out because he had a bunch of hatred in him, the culprit, because he felt Mr. Thompson was treating him like a plaything, right? So there was some sharp words insinuated to Mr. Thompson because he is the culprit. I gotta go with. I mean, he is. I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson. He is the victim here. He is fixated on his sexuality, on Mr. Thompson's sexuality, because he is the victim here. Something extraordinary that Mr. Thompson was sending back to the sender. So we have. He had anxiety because somebody told him that it was his fault. Something was his fault. We must talk. He got pretty eyes, or Mr. Thompson, or this culprit had pretty eyes. One of them. Okay. Mr. Thompson clapped back at this culprit some kind of way wherever he talked to this person at. He talked to this person before. He decided he was done. Mr. Thompson was done with talking or with a conversation, or the person felt he was done with Mr. Thompson. So we have right here a HIV card, AIDS card, HIV card right here. My life matters, know that. So Mr. Thompson, feel like his life matters, right? But we got the culprit feel like the culprit's life matters, right? Know that. So if he got a disease, so if he had some kind of disease, he might wanted Mr. Thompson to know about as far as needing the health insurance for a disease or something like that. He is going to tell him, right? So if it's not HIV, a regular disease, or anything like that. So he wanted him to come on and get in it as far as like to, you know, do the right thing as far as, I guess, can as far as the healthcare industry. If not that, as far as being friends or whatever this is, right? He wanted to answer his burdens, but he needs to drop his ex. So he wanted to answer his burdens to Culprit. And his burden at the time was Mr. Thompson. Because Mr. Thompson, he wanted Mr. Thompson to get in it with him as far as like maybe to, I guess, help as far as getting healthcare straightened out as far as people with diseases maybe, or whatever he wanted him to do, drop the cost or whatever he wanted, right? Because maybe he felt Mr. Thompson was like going high or whatever, but he wanted to drop his ex, and he wanted to make Mr. Thompson an ex-head as far as being a CEO. Well, he knew him, one or the other. He was the brown rabbit, this Culprit. He felt he was in the middle, or really, strike that, Mr. Thompson was the brown rabbit. He was in the middle because he got some other people, himself, and he had the people out there, the patients and people like that complaining. But Mr. Thompson was going to prevail. He needed energy because he was jet setting and it was juicy. Strike that. Not the juicy part. He was jet setting, right? So it was complicated for this Culprit to show Mr. Thompson love at the time. He is learning. He had to learn how to get himself from under other people's thumbs, and that would be Mr. Thompson, right? And start to rely only on his own voice and speak it. But it's hard when you part of a company. You can't do everything. It takes more than one person. Okay, so he had to cover the emotion to whatever this person was talking about, or different patients or people complaining, I guess. So do he really believe in God, or what he hears as far as God, Mr. Thompson, or this Culprit? So we have that somebody wanted no inks. They wanted to know the house number, or maybe the number to the insurance company, or somebody's house number, or anything like that. Right here with this card, wanted no inks about it. They want to know it. Okay? Because the person saw just where he was at, because the person found out where he was at for whatever reason. So the person found out where he was at, right? So we have right here that dealing with a resource with information, and that would be the healthcare industry, right? And all of their information. So seemingly something became a mountain. So Mr. Thompson was dealing with jobs, his job, right? But God wanted him just to go home. So I don't know if he is going in or coming out. I don't know if he was going in a place, they said, or he's coming out. So if he was coming out, God wanted him to go home. But still, God wanted him to go home, do work from home, or anything like that. Okay. He saw it now that somebody had backfill ways of thinking, didn't want things to change, don't want prices to change or things to change in general, people, customers, or whoever he is dealing with, Mr. Thompson. But also the Culprit was feeling that way, that he is dealing with Mr. Thompson, and he felt like Mr. Thompson wasn't changing up things or had backfill ways of thinking. Next one is somebody is an Aquarius, act like an air sign, or got a son that's an air sign, or somebody related that's an air sign, or an Aquarius person that the person proud of. Mr. Thompson, the Culprit, culprit's family member or somebody they know or whoever this is. So wait until Friday or wait until a couple days. Things will be different. So in a couple days, things was going to be different in a couple days. So some kind of way, Mr. Thompson talked to this person here. If he didn't talk to this person, but I feel he did talk to this person, things was going to change in a couple days. Or if he didn't talk to the person, things still was going to change in a couple days. If the couple days meant that person was going to walk up and kill him, that was the couple days. Or whatever was going to happen in a couple days. Or things was going to change, period, where things get turned around. But the person didn't wait to find out. The person took action. Or whatever this is, right? So, the next card is, okay, Mr. Thompson created the walls of harm and safe for himself by being in a place where it wasn't safe outside, alone like that. And if he was in a fuss with anybody, some kind of way, he created the walls of harm or safe. As far as his safety, as far as him getting in fusses with people in certain spaces. So he created harm. He didn't have any protection. He was out alone like that. And the next one is, it is obvious that at that time he was going to be scared of nothing, because I guess he wasn't thinking he had to be scared of nothing. But the culprit was not going to be scared of nothing either, because the culprit just murdered him and just walked on off. Like it's a spring day, just went on about his business. Like he ain't just murdered somebody. Like I said, you don't have the right to just murder somebody because you don't like something, or somebody wants to say something about you or whatever. You don't have the right. So, you got a disease, and you mad because your health care ain't gonna pay for it or something like that. So just flow. Yeah, you might get pissed off about this video. I don't know, because something is online that make somebody gonna be pissed off about. Either the culprit gonna be, somebody gonna be. You was worried about getting there in time. That is getting over there to do what you did to Mr. Thompson. It was awful, God says. You measured and tested and saw how far you could go, and it was awful, God says. Because you felt you was being loved on base conditions. And that is, if the healthcare industry don't pay for your health insurance, you feel like they ain't caring about you, right? And you didn't like it unless you knew him, like I said, right? So, what is this? Honestly. You felt that, wait a minute, strike that. You was living a pipe dream where it caused a disturbance, or Mr. Thompson was living a pipe dream, and it was a disturbance, and the disturbance was you. He got stung right here because he was used to structure, or you got stung and it interrupted your structure. So you were settled down at a fortress, someplace you felt like you were stuck in, but he was settled down because he was stuck right there with you at the time, with no kind of protection outside. Because he is a dangerous lover, a man that had a lot going on, a Pied Piper, right? So we have right the epiphany right here, seeing something clear. So you saw something clear, whatever it was to see, you saw clear, or he saw something clear once he got shot, where he wanted to get away from this rinky-dink place, but he couldn't really get nowhere to sail away from his problems. But you want to sail away from your problems also. Right now you want to get out of where you at, so you calling the jail right now a rinky-dink place because you don't want no parts of that, right? Because you popped up on Mr. It don't have to be a Wednesday, whenever you popped up on Mr. Thompson, whenever you did, and he might even take you for a joke because of kind of way you might know him, or got in some kind of fuss on the phone, online, or however, about money business. Because you're going to stop letting him worry you and hurt you in your life. Okay, so daily life make people rethink and think of things they need to seek and change. So yeah, you wanted to feel it, fun and style. So you was a beautiful dreamer, but you decided you weren't going to put up with his crap any longer. So maybe you wanted him to call you. You was thinking about him. Maybe you wanted him to call you because maybe he's supposed to be calling you back for some kind of insurance or anything like that, unless you knew him, right? So I'm on the internet. You were searching on the internet for something. Okay. Steps up was going to be made for a floor plan as far as you with a job, unless you wanted to work there, or you just wanted him to be able to not work there anymore. Because here we got the insurance card. That's deep. This is the insurance card in my hand. You wanted to sow a seed of non-doubt. This is an insurance card of insurance. That steps be made, I guess, to get rid of him, right? Because you felt you was deceived by him, right? You was being deceived by him, a man of service, right? Next one is you wanted him to brush yourself off and let bygones be bygones and let it be his decision. Or you just want to brush yourself off and let bygones be bygones and let it be your decision just to go ahead because you felt deceived by him. Okay, so you was antsy at school, if not school, at work, or wherever Mr. Thompson was standing at. Okay, Mr. Thompson needed a miracle. This is a double Jesus miracle. There's no way he was going to get out of this because he had no way to get away. He had no way out. This is a double miracle. He was stuck. He was out for the count with this card. There's no getting out. He couldn't get out. Because you rode there wherever he was at. You rode there however you rode to him. And you weren't going to take all of your money to ride there. Okay? Let me see what this one is. Okay? You want it to be, this usually be a card for the person. This usually be his card. Mr. Thompson, he might wanted to change up his job, right? He was dealing with his job, but he might wanted to change up his job. Sometimes you got to hold on to your job because you don't have another one right then. You want your freedom from a fortress. A fortress is a place you feel you can't get out of. So Mr. Thompson wanted his freedom from a fortress. So he wanted to change jobs some kind of way. Looking at this thing like, well, if not that actual job he was at, he wanted some kind of way to change jobs because he was coping with his job, or you was coping with your job. But I really feel it's him, right? He wanted his freedom from a fortress. So he might have been leaving work at the time, or he just wanted to go home. He was tired, or he just wanted a new job, or whatever. Or we can take it to you, the culprit. You wanted your freedom out of this, and as far as what you felt you were stuck in, and that is the insurance company not paying for your insurance because you needed your insurance, or you needed whatever you needed, as far as your care, right? So with Mr. Thompson, he got his freedom because he got his freedom through death because you murdered him. But you want your freedom from the fortress. And if you in jail right now, that's considered a fortress. But if I take it to you, that means you're going to get bail. But I don't know if they're going to give you bail or not. So I don't want to keep it with you. But if somebody get you bail when the judge lets you come out, you're going to have your freedom from the fortress. And that would be jail for you. For a little bit anyway. That's if that happened. But I'm going to keep it with Mr. Thompson. Because Mr. Thompson was murdered. Because he wanted his freedom from a fortress. Maybe he wanted to change up his job. But it just hadn't happened yet. Sometimes people be at a job, but they had to stay there until they can find something else. Everybody who work in places don't necessarily mean they really like their job after a while. They might want to leave, or they might take it because they need it for right then. Okay, so, or we got, if it's a relationship, get what I'm saying? Freedom from a relationship, right? So let's just flow a little bit. So I got to take it different ways because I saw different cards, okay? I went over the 10, but, you know, it's good I did that because look what came out. Killing Mr. Thompson don't stop the bills and costs and different things from going up because we got other people that can step in his position and make it the same way again and continue what he was doing. So it was more than that. We got 2 secret cards. But like I said, you don't have the right to murder nobody. I don't care what nobody know about you or whatever this is. You ain't had the right to kill Mr. Thompson. I don't care if your bills was $1 million. I don't care what they was. You had no right to murder Mr. Thompson for nothing. Whatever it was. Okay. This is the Brass Love 1 Healer Tarot 9 here on YouTube. So, I'm putting this on. It's going to be for November 2025. Maybe some kind of way you will get a jury pick for you or something to happen by then. I don't know. So, let's just see. I'm going to take 5 more. Okay. We're dealing with a familiar place nearby. Right? So, wherever he was, I don't know where he was. They say a hotel or wherever he was. Or you was dealing with a familiar place. They say you're sitting at McDonald's or you're sitting somewhere eating or whatever. So you were somewhere, a familiar place that you go to. So if you was at Starbucks or wherever they say you was at, that's familiar for you. No matter what city is in, if they got one, it's familiar to you because it's the same kind of company. So let's just see. I'm going to take this 5 because I'm trying to end it. Okay. You hateful is in your genetics. It's in your genetics. It's in there. That's why you was able to do that. Okay. So, Mr. Thompson didn't get a chance to turn around and say, spare me or anything. But he was, we're going to say tilting because he fell, right? So that's like tilting, right? This card says spare me. He couldn't say that. But if he could talk and turn around and say, don't shoot me, he would have said that. Okay, so let's just see. Let me do the 5 cards, Lord. Maybe you was wondering if you could trust him. But he was wondering maybe to lessen the pain. Okay, universe. He is looking for his keys and money to serve him. I don't think you was because they were saying that you was riding a bicycle or whatever. Racial abuse, it was hyped up. So really, if we were not dealing with race any kind of way, you felt that he thought he was better than you, dealing with the masses. He didn't have consideration for the masses, right? You was gaining much hope in it all and seeking everything in it that you felt like he had some kind of racial abuse going on with him, or he just thought he was better than, or anything like that. You needed to just tell him you wanted to be secure, but you was going to go get him because you felt like he was trouble, because you was penny pinching and it was real. So, You worked on it hard on what you was going to do. At that time this happened to Mr. Thompson, he wanted to go home. This is a desperate card. I want to go home again to see my family, to see my kids. He had to reach out for help, but it wasn't anybody to reach out to. But you want to go home now. You want that. But you needed to take heed to what was calling to be seen and heard by you, because God was giving you whatever God was giving you in your mind. But you didn't want to hear what God had to say, because you was not exempt, right? But you felt like Mr. Thompson wasn't exempt. So you got some kind of addiction, whatever you got, that broke your soul, culprit. You need to find out why you stuck with it, because you wanted I'm going over the 5 again because it keep on going like that. You wanted Mr. Thompson to act now on what you wanted him to do as far as something, so you and him can survive. You would have let him survive if he would have acted on whatever, right? But he didn't. Okay, so let's just see. I'm ready to end this now. Let me see. You wanted to be that pioneer. You was judging him during the trying times of your own life, so you X'd him out. And it was a witness, because somebody was standing there. She ran away, or whoever she was, because, yeah, you wanted full revenge on him. All right, you want to get full revenge on him. You felt he was unhealthy. You was keeping your mouth closed about him. You felt he was unhealthy, or you was unhealthy, and he was keeping his mouth closed about you. And you broke him off like a twig on a tree. You did do just that. You murdered him. Okay? You had a pill problem. You felt like maybe he was cheating as far as the healthcare industry, as far as not giving people their right healthcare, or cheating as far as with somebody, right? However it's going, and you thought it was your turn to rise, your time. You weren't going to waste your time. You wanted him to desire you as far as you needed healthcare, you needed the fee to go down, or whatever this is, if it got anything to do with healthcare, or you know him some kind of way. You didn't see his worth and his ambition. You don't even want to see that. You wanted him to respect you, and you need to respect him to lessen the pain. Yeah, you wanted, why you was, wanted to make him unavailable. You weren't going to allow him to dictate as far as saying how it was going to be as far as your medication, because some kind of way you might take medication, or you're going to have to start taking medication because you got a disease some kind of way. Pills. Let's go for a little bit. Yeah. You want to change what you are about others. Who are you really? Okay, let's flow. That's it. That's a wrap. I'm ending it right now. So who are you really? So we can make this Mr. Thompson. Who are you really? I want to change what I worry about others. So I'm going to say what Mr. Thompson, what their card is. He wants to, so you're just going to go back to where you came from. So you wanted Mr. Thompson to give you something, or go along with something you were saying or whatever, and then you was going to go back to where you came from, wherever you came from, wherever you live at. But it wasn't going your way. God said, who are you really? You want to change what you were about other people, so people don't know who you are really, because there's going to be some changes as far as you, and they're going to see the changes that you're not all the way who they think you are, right? And you worrying about what they're going to think when they see all this different stuff about you. They already see that you murdered a man, but then they're going to see even more as far as your health, right? So if we take it to Mr. Thompson, who are you really? God saying to Mr. Thompson. He wanted change, but he worried about others. He wanted change, but he stuck with doing what the rest of the company say you have to do, because all of them have to come together as far as decisions. Okay? So we're going to leave it at that. I did a lot of cards. I asked God 2 times with this storyline, do I do the CEO? I asked God some days ago, and God said yes. So I asked again today before I did this, and it's still coming out. Okay, so that was a lot of cards. So I feel it went different directions, and also there's no reason to murder anybody. I don't care nothing about you mad with somebody, they ain't paying enough money, they cheating you out your money, they rob you, or whatever it is. There's no reason to murder anyone. And for those people who think it's fine for this man to murder Mr. Thompson, you would think different if it was your relative. You wouldn't like this done to your relative. So why do you think it's fine for it to happen to him? Because of money? So you saying because of money somebody can kill somebody? Well, that mean if somebody rob a loved one of yours on the street and murder your loved one, that's fine? You got to think, people, before you sit and decide things is fine. Because you got to pay more money. You think it's fine that Mr. Thompson get murdered? But if it was your relative getting robbed on the street and somebody murdered your loved one, you wouldn't like that. See, it's the same thing, because Mr. Thompson is somebody's loved one. And if you feel like him or the company is robbing you or whatever, you saying, oh yeah, it's okay for him to be murdered, but it's not okay for the person to murder your loved one. You got to look at how things sound. Okay, this is the Bradshaw 1 Healer to Row 9 here on YouTube. This is storyline reading for the CEO, Mr. Thompson, who was murdered. And the culprit has been caught. So this is going to be for November 2025. Maybe some kind of jury be picked in, or court happen, or whatever may happen. I just don't know. Okay, so it was a couple secrets on the table. So everything is just not black and white like it looked like. Okay, it's not just as black and white like it looked like. There's more to the story. There's more to the story. Okay, going off of my reading. You don't have to take nothing as fact that the storylines say as true. You don't have to take nothing as true that you heard me say, the cards. But I believe every card that God put down, because God know all. God know what you're going to do. God know what's going to be happening with you when the storyline come out November 2025. That's how good God is. So if God said this is what it is, I believe it. You don't have to, though. This is the Bradshaw 1 Healer to Row 9 here on YouTube. Peace.